Artificial intelligence isn't some far-off sci-fi concept anymore. It's here. It's the engine running our world right now. And it's probably one of the most transformative technologies of our lifetime. But as it speeds up at this absolutely dizzying pace, you gotta wonder, where is it taking us? All right, let's jump in and really unpack what's going on with AI today. So, take a look at this. If you think you're looking at a photograph of an actor, well, you'd be wrong. This is what an AI image generator, Midjourney, cooked up in early 2025. The prompt was simple, a hyper-realistic image of Harry Potter. Just a couple of years ago, the results would have been kind of goofy, almost cartoonish. Now, they're so realistic it's almost unsettling. It just shows you the unbelievable speed of this progress. And it's not just still images. We're now in what feels like that GPT 3.5 moment, but for video. You see, breakthroughs like OpenAI's Sora 2, they aren't just making little clips, they're actually simulating a version of reality. For this to work, these systems have to model failure, not just success. Think about it. If a basketball player misses a shot, the AI has to correctly simulate the ball bouncing off the rim. It can't just teleport it into the hoop. It actually has to understand physics. And the scale of this power, it's just on another level. Take Google DeepMind's work with quantum computing. Their AI, called AlphaQubit, solved a problem in under 5 minutes. Now, get this. That same problem would take the world's fastest supercomputer billions and billions of years to figure out. This isn't just a small step up. It's a totally different way of solving problems. It's opening doors we didn't even know were there. So, what's driving this incredible acceleration? What's the engine behind this tsunami of progress? Well, it really boils down to two things: a massive, massive flood of money and a radical drop in cost. Let's take a look at the actual numbers. In 2024 alone, private investment in AI just in the United States hit $109.1 billion. To put that in perspective for you, that is more than the entire GDP of a lot of countries. That one giant fire hose of cash is fueling this insane amount of research, development, and just fierce competition.
But here's the other side of the coin, and this is what makes it so explosive. While all that money is being poured in, the cost to actually use these powerful models is plummeting. I mean, the cost to use a model about as smart as GPT 3.5 fell over 280 times in just 18 months. So while the big guys are spending billions, these incredibly powerful tools are becoming cheap enough for basically everyone to use.
And this slide right here gives you the global picture. The US investment is nearly 12 times higher than China's and a whopping 24 times more than the UK's. This isn't just about money. This gap shows a real concentration of power. It directly shapes who gets to build, who gets to control, and who ultimately sets the rules for the next generation of AI. Now, you should know not all AI is built the same way. On one hand, you have closed models, like OpenAI's GPT-4o. You can use them, but you can't really look under the hood or change the engine. On the other hand, you've got open-weight models, like Meta's Llama 3. They basically release the key components to the public, so anyone can download them, tinker with them, and build on top of them. And that has huge implications for everything from innovation to safety. So, who's actually building these really advanced frontier models? Well, in 2024, if you look at who produced the most important new systems, it's a really short list. You've got Google and OpenAI at the top, each with 7, and Alibaba right behind them with 6. It just goes to show you that even with all the open models out there, the absolute cutting edge is still dominated by just a handful of industry giants with massive, massive resources. Okay, so we've seen the mind-bending tech and the money that's powering it all. But what does all of this actually mean for us? For businesses, for society, for our daily lives? This is where the story gets really, really complex. In the business world, adoption is happening at lightning speed. In 2023, about 55% of organizations said they were using AI. Just 1 year later, that number shot up to 78%. And it's not just for show, it's getting real results. For instance, 71% of companies using AI in marketing and sales said they saw revenue go up. It's really no longer a question of if businesses will use AI, it's a question of how. But, and this is a big but, at the exact same time, public trust is going down. While businesses are rushing to get on board, the general public is getting more and more skeptical. Confidence that AI companies are actually protecting our personal data is actively falling. This tension right here between corporate adoption and public skepticism is one of the biggest stories of the AI era. And that skepticism isn't just coming out of nowhere. The same tech that can create beautiful art can be turned into a weapon for disinformation. We've seen fake celebrity endorsements used to create chaos in elections. In Pakistan, there was deepfake audio of political leaders trying to get people to boycott elections. And these systems can be used to amplify hate speech in these online echo chambers. These aren't just hypotheticals. This stuff is happening right now.
So in response, the world is trying to play catch-up. We're finally starting to see a global policy response take shape. In a pretty historic move, the UN General Assembly, backed by over 120 countries, including rivals like the US and China, adopted a resolution to promote safe, secure, and trustworthy AI. It's really a first step towards setting some global ground rules.
And on a national level, the pace of regulation is accelerating like crazy. In the US alone, the number of AI-related federal regulations more than doubled in a single year. It jumped from 25 in 2023 to 59 in 2024. Clearly, governments are no longer just sitting on the sidelines watching this happen. All of this, the incredible power, the huge investment, the societal benefits, and the really profound risks, it leaves us with one central challenge. How in the world do we navigate this new reality that we're building at like an exponential rate? And that really brings us to the fundamental question of our time. The capabilities of our technology are just shooting upwards on this exponential curve. But is our collective wisdom, our ability to govern these tools and to see the consequences, is that keeping pace? The gap between those two curves, that's where all our biggest challenges and our biggest opportunities are going to be. And maybe this quote just sums it all up perfectly. The path forward isn't about slamming the brakes on progress or just blindly embracing it. The real challenge is finding that delicate balance, harnessing the incredible potential of this technology while making sure that human values, human judgment, and human oversight stay firmly at the center of everything we do with it. That's the tightrope that all of us have to walk now.